The Bar Group, raising the bar in real estate. Your Lake Highlands, Lakewood, Preston Hollow pros. You can find them at thebargroup.com. Unparalleled customer service for your real estate needs. The Bar Group.
Coming through.
Shit. What I was doing.
You missing something?
No, hold on. That's my conscience talking right there. Hang on. Oh, fuck. Shit, whatever. So, anyway, I was talking to myself, and that voice that you heard there a minute ago is a man, the myth, the legend that I'm very happy to have on this show. He's very been brought up a lot in some of the past shows. This is Mr. Ben Paquette. Did you say your last name, Paquette?
Paquette, yeah.
Yeah, man. He's the man, the myth, the legend. We got a wild one here today, and he took time out of his busy ass schedule. How many hours a week? How many hours are you teaching today?
Today, just 9.5 today.
Oh, you fucking slacker! Jesus.
Yeah. It feels like a slow day. It's a half day.
How old are you?
43.
You suck. You have kids?
43.
Married?
No kids. No, I've got a beautiful girlfriend.
There you go.
18 years.
Did you guys hear that?
Beautiful girlfriend.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I outkicked my coverage for sure.
Yeah, I did. I think we all did. I think all of this. I'm still a tennis pro at Green Hill, but I do, all the pickleball work at T-Bar, and we'll talk about that in a second. And,
Yeah.
And I feel you. I think every racket sports professional has. What'd you say?
Outkicks their coverage.
Oh, shit, that's one way of putting it. So anyway,
Yeah.
we've got Ben Paquette in the show here today. He's at Brookhaven Country Club, Brookhaven, Mecca Brookhaven. I spent 10 years of my life there at a great place. So we're just getting started here. You ready, man?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Cool. So Ben, this is kind of a generic question, but I think it's relevant for us. Your story, I've heard about it for a while, in a good way, because I followed your steps, basically is what I did, because I was at Churchill Park before he got there. And, you just tell us your story, how you started, what's going on. I want to hear this.
2016, 2017-ish time, I was just doing my thing, fishing, doing my job as a financial insurance stuff. My dad was having some health concerns and ended up needing a triple bypass. Had some health issues. We were business partners. I decided that I needed to get healthy. I was on the back half of 30s. I was, late 30s, and I wanted to start getting healthy. So I walked into the gym just to go work out, and I heard this weird noise. I opened the door, and these 3 older guys were playing what I thought was actually miniature tennis. I didn't know what it was. It was a dimly lit gym with wooden paddles and jugs balls. It was just like bottom, beginner pickleball, but it was fun. At Addison Athletic Club. Oh, wow. Yeah, right down the road on Beltway Drive near Marsh. And I played for 2 hours, and they were like, "You can't stand there. You got to let that bounce. There's no diving in pickleball."
Did you
all
tell them
these.
to fuck off?
No, I said, "Man, I'm just a goalkeeper from soccer. I just dive for the ball. I can't help it."
That's too long.
I was just diving around. Well, they were just all these little dudes. I just met them, so I wasn't gonna tell them to go fuck off or whatever. But I started playing, and they beat me pretty bad. And then
then you told them to fuck off. No, I'm
no. Eventually,
You told them to fuck off?
I got better. I got better.
Sorry, man.
It's okay. Yeah. I got better, and I kept coming back day after day, and I was like, this sport's fun.
Yeah.
And what side story is, at that time, I was close to 300 pounds. I was out of shape. Yeah, I was a big dude.
You're fine, bro.
And I was a big dude. Really? And I lost 20 or 30 pounds just playing the sport for a couple of months. And so I was like, this is what I'm going to do. Forget going to the gym. I hate standing by myself. I'm a social person. I'm just going to go play pickleball with these old dudes.
Yeah.
So I came home that first day dripping in sweat. My girlfriend was like, dude, you must have worked out forever. I was like, nope, I didn't even work out.
No, I know what you told her.
She goes, what'd you do? I go, I've been playing pickle with a bunch of old men.
Fuck that up. I would have said I've been watching Cops.
Yeah, watching Cops. Yeah. But no, I just loved it. So I came back and I came back and I came back. And I came home that day and I said, babe, my life is different.
That's amazing.
My life is different. I knew that day. I was like, pickleball
Scott
is
Golden
something.
said the same thing. He was on here a few weeks back.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Wow.
So that's how I found it.
Wow, man. My story's boring. That sucks. But no, that was at the Addison
Athletic Club.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you play with. So did you just play with the same guys? What were their names? Are they? I mean,
Oh
just
gosh, it was
remember.
Marlon Willison, who was on city council. He was a little bit younger. Then there was Sia. There was Bob Brewbreaker, who's a member now at the
great.
club.
Good.
There was another Bob. There was this guy named Dave. He was a preacher. He was actually the preacher for the football team at Notre Dame at one point. What do they call it? Not the pastor or the preacher, but they call it there's a word for it.
Rudy? I don't know, man.
Well, it's the guy that's like their guy at their church or their chapel.
I don't know that. We'll Google that.
We'll have to Google it. But
Google
anyway, so he was their guy. Because there's all these really cool guys, but I was half their age, right? I mean, they're all like 65 plus, except for Marlon. Marlon's probably in his 50s. But they were just wiping the floor with me that first day. And the funny thing is those dudes weren't even playing real pickleball. They were just hitting the shit out of the ball. And because it was a jugs, it just squished on the wooden paddle and didn't go anywhere. So they weren't even dinking. They weren't dropping. They were just hitting the ball. And they were honoring the 2-ball bounce, but that was it. And they were still beating me. And then that week, I was like, guys, you're missing it. All I have to do is put this little ball in that kitchen where you guys can't volley, and I'm going to destroy you.
Yeah.
And they were like, we dare you to try it.
Did you do that?
And I started doing it. They were like, man, this sucks. And so eventually they started doing the dink. And the next thing I know, everyone's playing the right way. And they're like, hey, teach me how you hit that shot. And that was basically when I started teaching. I started teaching on accident to people that taught me.
Wow.
To be honest. And then like a month later, they're like, you got to go play somewhere else. You can't play anymore.
You got kicked out of the pickleball court, the old guys?
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I haven't got to do that yet.
It was fun. It was fun. It was fun.
Well, that's exactly what I started with. I started with everybody telling me I was wrong. They play it up in their second home somewhere in the northeast, California, southeast,
all over the place,
Florida. And I'm like, well, I'll have pickleball in my backyard. I'm like, oh, okay, well, you still got the rules wrong, but okay,
right.
But okay, now this is a question for you. I want to know this because I remember this. I remember, seeing I had Seymour on 3 weeks ago, Rifkin on.
Oh, nice.
He said your name too, by the way.
Oh yeah, IPTPA.
Yeah, baby. Me too, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, he fuck, I lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
It was oh yeah, and everybody's telling me about the rules and all this, and I'm like, fine, whatever. So my road is kind of hard actually. But it's still one of those things where it's very rewarding because people want to get better.
Yeah.
And I began this, like David Anderson always said, you begin with the end in mind. And that was 20-something years ago. He told David Anderson, director of juniors at Brookhaven.
Yeah.
Where he's the director of pickleball. Just that's what you did, and that's what I did. I mean, every time I feel like I'm just screaming at the wall, there's just like, I know what I'm doing. This is going to be for the right thing.
Yeah.
And that's
got to keep pushing.
So tell us about your journey, where you started at. I know we understand that at Addison, but where'd you go after that? What'd you do? What were you doing before? How'd you get out of the insurance? Because I did insurance for 4 years. I get it.
Yeah. So I still did both my insurance quite a bit through all the way through like 19, ended up into COVID. I started phasing out in the last year, but like after that Addison experience with pickleball, I just tried to find places to play.
That's so awesome.
And there was nowhere to play outside.
This is what year? 2019.
This is in 2017, 2018. So there's nowhere to play outside. And so I spent about a month putting together some numbers, and I presented to the Addison City Council when they let the public speak to them. And I asked them for money for blue lines on the tennis court across the street for outdoor pickleball.
At Churchill.
And no, in Addison.
Addison.
They have one tennis court across the street. And so I said, can we just paint some lines and dual purpose the tennis court? And I presented to city council. You can find it on YouTube. I wore a pickleball shirt. It was hilarious. And they said, this is great.
Oh, we should have a clip of that.
This is great. We're glad you did this presentation. This looks really fun.
I got to get organized.
But we don't have any money for you. And I was like, oh, and they're like, yeah, so what we will do is we'll have you talk to the Addison Legacy Foundation. Of course. So I went and presented to them. They gave me the money. We got the courts done. It took a long time. And then we had outdoor pickleball. And then Churchill Park, we got the outdoor courts there because some guys did the same thing.
Who did that, City of Dallas?
I feel like Mike Cooper and a couple of guys from Lake Forest presented to the city of Dallas and got that done.
From Lake Forest?
Yeah.
I used to teach. I taught there too. Did you teach there?
I never taught. Well, I taught a couple of people there.
Good.
Yeah, at those tennis courts because they have pickleball courts there now.
Yeah, well, now they have the two.
Yeah, they've got 4 courts there.
I'm
But
his footsteps.
I taught a lot of my students there in 18 and 19.
At Lake Forest?
Mm-hmm.
And
People
then
that live there.
And then I went to, yeah, me too. And then they didn't like that I was there and I was on off time. So I said, I'm not going to fight this battle. So I said, thank you so much. Good luck to you. I'll be at T-Bar if you want to come see me.
Yeah.
And then I went to another place, Glen Lakes, some similar things that they want the HOA. And I respect that. I totally understand that. I'm not, for you listeners, don't think I'm not talking bad about that. I think it's great because I dealt with that when I was with Del Webb. I did Del Webb for a couple of years. So a couple of their properties up, 55 plus communities. So I get it. You know, I'd rather focus on a place that wants to. Like he's hit a big beat with Brookhaven. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better semi-retired director, Billy, who worked with Dave. Mm-hmm. Dave, God.
He does a lot.
I know.
He's a busy man.
What about, are you going to do, are you guys talking about doing possible junior pickleball there or no?
I've already done a couple of mini camps with the kids, but the adults are keeping me so busy right now.
I know.
I've got to get some more infrastructure going to branch out. Okay. I mean, the adults keep me so busy. I don't have time except for in the summer when they're traveling, and then I try to get some kids into some stuff. But it's getting there.
You can't force that. I know.
Yeah, it's going to happen naturally, I think, organically.
I believe it will, because families, it starts the kids. The kids get going, then one of the spouses gets going, then the other spouse knows that spouse likes it. It's like, then they meet you, obviously, and then it's a 3-triangle period.
There's a huge trickle effect for sure.
I mean, it's so great. And you're good at that. I can see it. But it's so hard being nice. Did you guys know that? But anyway, so you were at church. Okay, then I went to Glen Lakes and stopped there, and then I was finished. I was done, and then I went to the DTA and said, "Hey, we need to do some type." This is like 2 years ago. I said we need to do some type of league here. I said I would run it and go through my business, Reese Racket Sports, and we could just figure it out how pay goes. And I set up everything and was going to do it because I'm still the pickleball liaison for the Dallas Professional Tennis Association.
Nice.
DPTA, which is somewhat here or there, but and the DTA. But the point is, I'm kind of traveling what you're doing. Then this guy leaves T-Bar, and I'm like, shit, how am I supposed to beat this guy out, man? I'm serious. And so anyway, obviously he left with the graces of so many people love him there at T-Bar, and probably anywhere this guy's gone. But anyway, I'm tired of being nice to you. So let's go to something else more important here. I'm trying to find that damn ministry.
I would have stayed at T-Bar if they had built some courts.
They're building them. They're taking away
clay.
Two clay courts and putting a bank of 4 and 4. Yeah. 4 covered, 4 outdoor. Yeah.
That's smart.
And they're adding a pool. They're doing a bunch. It's all online somewhere. I looked at it and it's
a big project.
Yeah, I just stay out of everybody's way. I mean, everybody's so busy and. They have such an amazing junior program, like obviously Brookhaven has, and so T-Bar does as well, and so does the Lakes and all those guys, and so it's kind of a cool situation niche that you're in because you run a bunch of old guys that have been around forever.
Yeah, when I walked into T-Bar, they laughed me out the front door.
So I'm trying to figure out this damn. You said what's the name of that the pastor for?
Oh, it's like there's a name for it, right? It's like
Parish Center Office. I don't fucking know. You're crazy.
Anyway, it's not a missionary. It's a chaplain. That's what it is. He was the chaplain for the Notre Dame football team. That's what he was. So you're like the guy at the chapel. The chaplain.
Me?
No, that's what a chaplain is. You're the guy at the chapel. Like, you're not the pastor of the congregation. You're just a chaplain at the chapel.
I get it. Look at him.
Anyway, he plays pickleball. He's a super nice dude. His name's Dave. He's one of my insurance clients.
Yes.
So in the beginning, I had a lot of pickleball clients and insurance clients. So like, man, this is my demographic.
You're insurance and pickleball.
I spent my whole career talking to people that were baby boomers.
Oh, yeah.
And pickleball is a baby boomer sport.
Yeah.
So this is like a seamless transition for me.
But we're not talking about your insurance. I was with Farmers for small business. And
I started with Prudential in the early 2000s.
Okay.
And then I went independent in 2011. Wow. And so I'm licensed with quite a bit of people.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Well, so let's talk about what pickleball brand do you enjoy, you endorse right now?
ProKinetics is my company. I met them in 2017 through Dave Fleming. And I took a trip over to California, met Steve Dawson at a Bobby Riggs racket and paddle.
Whoa.
And he's my guy. He's like my pickleball guru.
Really?
And he's kind of like a mad scientist, so I like the way he thinks.
You guys are
and his paddles are different. They're thinner. You can feel the ball better. And I like the response And I had some elbow issues in the beginning, and they seemed to help. So
Really?
yeah, so I used them, and I've used them ever since.
I got elbow issues from tennis and pickleball. Ugh. Anyway,
A lot of wear and tear.
it actually is, but one day.
Yeah.
So yeah, because Dave was on here. He was talking about those. He was talking about how you need to have a paddle for a different mood or some type of shit like that. I don't know. He was talking about something funny, and meanwhile, I'm just trying to figure out what he's talking about. But he's
a comedian, he does stand up.
yeah. He told us that. He told me that.
He's a
the thing
funny
is,
dude.
I met that guy in the late '90s. He was at Frisco when I was still playing a lot of men's open. So I know I played.
He was playing tennis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a funny guy. He's a good guy.
Very interesting guy. Good dude.
Are you gonna do some work at the Texas Open? I'm gonna go out there and say hi.
I don't know. I was wondering, I had a really good time doing the commentary for PPA last week. And so if I can get out there, I've got this thing, the WTA has a big event that
Fort Worth.
weekend. So I'm doing something with them for pickleball to help out that Saturday.
Well.
But if I can get all the way over to Rockwall later in the day, then maybe.
What are you doing for the WTA pickleball thing? Is that what's that for?
Well, they just reached out to me. They're having this, I guess, like their fun thing at the Anatole on Saturday.
Yeah.
And they needed somebody that could help orchestrate some pickleball, just like a hit and giggle. We call it hit and giggle, right? You have fun, hit ball. And so a lot of companies will call me and say, hey, we need someone that knows how to get a group of people engaged in pickleball. So I'm just helping out, just pay it forward.
I don't blame you. Well,
Yeah.
invite me to one of those. We'll tear it up.
Yeah.
Well, but anyway, seriously, I'll help out with stuff like that.
Cool. Yeah.
But anyway, that's why I brought him on. People should know that. I don't really give a shit about that. No, I'm just kidding. Well, we try to make it fun here. So what like I had Jared on here a couple weeks ago as well. He's got so many letters after his name. I've just got USPTA, IPTPA, DPTA, and USRSA.
I don't have that many.
What do you have?
I just have IPTPA, PPR, PCI. That's it. Just 3.
I have more vowels and consonants than you. I'm just kidding.
Oh, but I've got some insurance
Fuck
ones.
that, man. You don't know those things. I know you probably took that. What's that test you have to take to do?
Series 6,
Oh my
63.
God, yeah. Did you take that?
Yeah.
Did you pass it?
Yeah.
You're a nerd, aren't you?
Yeah. That's why I like pickleball. It's all math and numbers and lines. Pickleball's math. For sure.
Oh, shit. That's why I'm not good at it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm actually, it's funny because the guy I work with at Green Hill, Jeff Ewing, he's the director there. He's 44. He spent 4 years at Brookhaven there. And everybody's gone through Brookhaven. It's great to hear that. But his motto of playing, he's 4. He's about your age. He played at Kent State, which is in Kalamazoo, which is it's like a Ferris State type of. If I get this wrong, I apologize, people, but it's like a tennis industry type degree you can get and take. And I went to Southeastern, it was a Division II school, and anyway, my thing was chip and charge. That's all I saw was Edberg. I saw Sampras. I saw Rafter. Even Todd Martin go in, and so I named a few, but the point is I was just taught to get in and win. That's all there's to it. Jeff is like a shorter guy, and he's taught to just bang balls and kill. So I hear that word verbal cue kill. Mine's angle, his is kill. You kind of figure out what the brain typing is.
Right.
So anyway, that's kind of my whole entire thing when I played tennis, was just angling it off. So just kind of expand a little bit, if you will, to our listeners and hopefully future and current pickleball professionals, hopefully tennis pros thinking about doing some pickleball, right, guys? You listening? Mm-hmm. You can do it, guys. Players or coaches, whatever. And anyway, just kind of tell them what all you have there, and just something, whatever you want to tell us.
So programming wise, at
like
the
that.
club, I just give the people what they want. Pickleball. I didn't play tennis, so I didn't come from a tennis background. So when I started teaching pickleball, I was like, what do people want to do? It's like, well, they really just want to play. Mm-hmm. So you can offer, I do private lessons, group lessons, and drills. And to be honest, the most popular are an 8-person drill or a 4-person lesson. Mm-hmm. So I just find ways to get people playing. And because people are their own worst enemy with their intention, mm-hmm. I try to find ways to make up weird rules in games so that they have to just play the game based off those rules.
Yeah.
So for example, I'll say, okay, you have to hit a drop shot. and if you hit the drop shot, you win the point
Yeah.
automatically.
Exactly.
So I'll incentivize the player to do the thing we're working on, and then I'll just say the rally's over if they do it, and then they rinse repeat. So they get the euphoric satisfaction of winning a rally. They have a competition. They get to focus on the skill, and they get repetition of it over and over.
Yeah.
So I just make up these weird rules, and I get them playing pickleball, and I give them in the moment feedback.
Yeah.
And then, if they need issues with problems and mechanics, I break them off into a 1-on-1 sometimes or a 2-on-1, and then we work on mechanics. But basically just getting people out there, getting them moving around and playing and getting them comfortable. That's all I really do.
I'm just hit balls and ask questions while we're doing this.
Yeah. It takes care of itself. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to get a little bit smart with your audience and know your audience. And coming from the financial services sector, I could tell when my clients were like confused and glazed over when they were on the same wavelength with me.
It makes sense.
And as long as they're on the same wavelength with you and there's a connection, then you can basically transfer any knowledge.
Yeah. That's a big word for basically saying that if they get what you're saying, then you'll know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's from my dumb brain. So you've been doing this thus far for what, 5 years?
I'd say the teaching aspect probably 4.
That's about
4.5, but the playing probably close to 6.
And you said so far, let's talk about this. Sorry. What do you feel like is so far your most enjoyable thing you've done with pickleball so far?
Oh, the most enjoyable thing I've done with pickleball. I mean,
a tournament or one.
Probably my biggest, most enjoyable thing with pickleball was winning that pro match at the PPA in Arizona in 21.
God.
Yeah, me and this guy, super nice dude named Austin Gridley, who's playing in the APP event this weekend. I don't get to play pro anymore, but we beat Joey Farias and Rob Nunnery in a match when they were. I mean, Joey was kind of like getting into the teaching phase. He was one of the pioneers and really top 3-5 player for sure. Joey Farias. He was one of the top 5 players for a while, and he was still playing. And then Rob Nunnery was one of the up-and-comers. And we get into the second round of the pro tournament, and we're like the 20th seed or whatever, 25th seed. And we beat them in a loser's bracket match, 17-15.
Wow.
We were down 14-9 and came back and won 17-15.
Oh, man.
And everybody was just like, who are these guys and how did they get knocked out? And I was like, that's right. That's right. It was awesome. And then a month later, I start teaching like hardcore. And then as I started teaching, the playing just went down.
Yeah, you can't.
But it is what it is.
I mean, I haven't had time to do that. I've played one tournament in Atlanta, but it's an old buddy of mine. But it's just, I'm 40. Yeah, it's not in my wheelhouse right now.
Yeah. You could go play like a 4 or 5 tournament and have fun. And I could go play a 5-0, or I could go play in a pro. But I'd do probably good in a 5-0, I think. But then like in a pro, I'd probably go maybe 2-2, maybe 0-2, unless I'm training and really trying and playing. But then I don't get to teach if I train. And I quit a really good job that I was really good at and made a pretty good amount of money. And so if I was going to make this work, I had to make a commitment to teaching.
Yeah, well, you did what a lot. It's tough to do that, man. I'm right there with you. I'm still, I'm just fortunate enough to have a good thing going on both sides.
Yeah,
right now.
I'm very blessed. I took a jump at it and managed to hit some goals and taught 1,700 lessons last year. And I'm on pace to teach more than that this year. And I want to get to 2,000 one day, but I don't know if my body will hold up.
Don't rush it, man.
It's a goal, man. You got to have goals.
Well, I get it. You know what? You did your insurance things for a while, so you got some miles you can put on that body. Trust me. Well, that's good. I mean, so the I would say thus far, my most enjoyable moment for me is probably when I teach an individual who's, probably 70s, and this individual has MS. And
oh wow!
But which it's not an excuse. It's a reality.
It's a challenge.
And I'm by no means am I obviously I'm not making fun of this. Everybody should know that.
Yeah.
But that was my greatest moment when that player served the ball.
Oh no, totally.
No, I mean, and this player tried to drop it, and there aren't signs of it, but you could see it. But the point is, this player did a full-on swing serve, and she looked at me, and was like, wow, I can do this. I knew I could do
That's
this.
so cool.
And that's one of those things where you're just like, okay, this is it. Because kind of those days you go in, you're tired, you've been working 20 days straight, and then you just like, oh, this again. And then it's like, I know it sounds bad, but it's very rare that happen to a guy like him or a guy like me, any good pro. And I'm like, I'm going to make this work. Next thing you know, this player's just hitting him deep, spin, and I'm like, fuck.
But then you get reinvigorated.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you get brought back to life through what they accomplished.
Exactly, and that was thus
There's
far.
a big payoff. On the teaching side, just like that, it's like when you can have somebody or help somebody accomplish something, and like your student, a student that never played a sport, learns pickleball, one day randomly says, I think I might want to play a tournament.
I know, that's the best.
And then they go play, and then they come back with a medal.
I know.
I don't have kids, but I think this is the closest thing to watching your kid do something good. It's like it feels so good when they come back with that medal, and they're like, look what I did. And you can see it in their face.
You don't need kids. You got plenty of kids. You got a bunch of players. You got
a
players,
lot of
bro.
kids. I got a lot of kids.
You got a lot of kids.
But seeing them come back and win, or like a lady that you tell her, this may not be the right sport for you. And then she puts that effort in, and she comes back, and she proves you wrong. You're like, that's so awesome.
I didn't tell her it was the wrong sport, dude. I didn't tell her that.
Well, you know what I mean.
I get it.
But like,
no, I get it. But you're just kind of like, how am I going to do this? But I don't know. That's thus far. I'm trying.
Very rewarding.
Did you go to the? We both worked. We both had to work. Or you went to that? We went to commentate that Lifetime thing, right?
Yeah, so I got to watch the Pro-Am Thursday, but then I got to do the commentary on Saturday.
Sweet. With Dave. I wish I was there.
It was fun.
I'm going to yell at Dave. You suck. But all right, so now let's go on to you, your family, your college. Where'd you grow up? Where are you from?
Fort Worth.
Where's your wife from? Stuff like that. You Fort Worth?
Fort Worth, Texas. She's from Dallas. I went to Catholic school, St. Andrews in Nolan. Transferred, went to UNT, but I started at Lubbock. I didn't like Lubbock, so I transferred to UNT for college. I met her. She got a flat tire in front of my house in college. That's how we met.
Oh, really?
So I came outside. She was sitting there. I was like, she's really pretty. I ran back inside. It's like, I don't know if I could talk to her. I went back outside. She was gone. Mm-hmm. I saw her that night again. Mm-hmm. I was like, I've got to get your phone number. You got a flat tire in front of my house. I'm not stalking you.
Did she tell you to fuck off? No, I'm just kidding.
I thought she would. I thought she'd think I was stalking her, but she gave me her number, and we've been together 18 years. So I met her in college. We moved out here. She's a photographer. My parents still live in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
And very close with both of our families.
That's right.
And yeah, so that's just the DFW crowd here.
So do you have a siblings or just you?
I have an older brother who lives in Round Rock.
Oh, yeah. I know
At Austin. And my sister lives with her family just outside of Fort Worth in the Blue Mound area, Saginaw area. Mm-hmm. And my brother and his friends, they know Kevin. You had Kevin on the show?
Kevin Mark, yeah.
Yeah, so they started a church called the Austin Stone, which is crazy huge now in Austin. They started a gym, and they started a whole church. Wow. And then my sister, her husband works for Lockheed.
Wow.
And so, yeah, everybody's still pretty Texas in my family.
Well, I'm hoping to talk to that owner of that Austin MLP. I got his
Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Brooks or somebody.
Well, Brooks is his right-hand man.
That's the guy.
Brooks Wiley, yeah.
To talk to.
Yeah, call Brooks.
Yeah, we'll get him on. But anyway, well, so what's your favorite shot?
Third shot drop.
Is it?
Oh, for sure.
Mine's the lob.
Weak.
No. It's not if these fuckers come up and then we'll get off the net, dude. Then you win.
My nickname was the Lobster my first 2 years. Like, I put it on USA Pickleball. So at US Open in 2019, when they call your name to the court, they said Lobster, court 44. And I walked up to the desk to get my clip and go, who ordered the lobster?
You're a dork, man.
I am a dork.
Well, why are you making fun of me? I'm following your footsteps, you asshole.
No, I like the third shot drop. It's my shot. It's my jam. I love it.
Okay. What's your favorite place to play or your tournament?
My favorite place to play is probably Bobby Riggs in Encinitas, California. It's like Bobby Riggs Racket and Paddle is what's on the other side of the cornfield in Field of Dreams when you disappear. That's what Bobby Riggs is.
Really?
When James Earl Jones disappears, I guarantee you he was walking into Bobby Riggs. That place is awesome.
Oh,
you got weather, you got people, you got pickleball. What could be better?
You got craft beer there?
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
A lot of beer.
We're gonna have to do some stuff together.
Yeah.
So these are fun questions.
They are fun questions. They're good questions. What's your favorite place to play pickleball?
I haven't played. I played at that what's that place outside of Atlanta? I forgot. Why'd you ask me that?
Oh.
I'm going to answer the questions right now.
Okay.
So anyway.
Didn't want you to feel left out.
Don't worry about it. I've had my fun in the sun with tennis. All right, so fun question. All right. What's your favorite band or song right now? Mine's Portugal the Man.
Okay.
Can you feel Steal My Sunshine? You ever heard that version?
Yes.
Who's your favorite song and band right now?
Right now?
Yeah. What were you jamming on the way
There's
in?
this song called Mars, and I don't know who sings it. It's this weird dude that has he looks like a big David Bowie, and it's on YouTube, and I just heard it on accident. And it's like this rock anthem type 2.5-minute song about this dude being alone in Mars and he's lonely, and it's just a good jam.
Oh, I know what it is.
Yeah.
It's on my playlist. It's where you look at the stars.
Yeah. That's my jam right now.
That guy's awesome. Have you ever seen him, dude?
Yeah, I watched the video. I was like, this dude's so out there.
No
I love
shit.
it. He's so out there. I bet he
know.
plays pickleball.
He looks like
he's got to play pickleball.
He probably eats. No,
he's a big dude.
He looks like Meatloaf back in the
Yeah, it's like Meatloaf
shit.
and David Bowie had a baby, and this is what came out.
God, that's fucked up, man. I heard his voice. I'm like, this is awesome. You know your voice in your head. Like, this guy's gotta be cool. I see a picture. I'm like, holy fuck.
Not what you picture when you hear it.
No.
Not what you picture.
Oh. Yeah, okay, so that's not bad. All right, so that's cool. So, okay, you're somewhat normal. But that we're both really weird.
Barely.
But what is your favorite movie or in your binge series right now? I'm watching Obi-Wan. I haven't watched that yet, but it's fucking badass.
I'm binging a lot right now. I'm binging The Industry on HBO.
I haven't seen that.
It's a British drama about financial world.
Industry.
It's kind of like Successions, which is
Okay.
a good show. But I'm binging that, and I'm binging the Lord of the Rings, Power of the Rings, or whatever.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Whatever it's called.
Power of the Rings.
Yeah, and then I'm binging the new Game of Thrones, but it's a little weird.
Is it?
They're just jumping around the ages too much.
Well, that
Like
was
one day you're 6 years old, then you're 20 years old. I'm like, what? But I'm binging the Lord of the Rings and the
I finished
Industry
it,
show.
man. I thought fucking that
Yeah.
is really good. Have you finished it?
Yeah, I just finished
Okay.
it. Yeah, I was really teased. They show the Balrog, but then they don't.
I know.
Like they teased us there. They dropped the leaf, they showed the eyes, and then they show on the screen before the final episode. They show the Balrog, but he's not in the episode, which is weak sauce. Because I read those books. I watched the original movies in the 80s and 90s.
I did too.
I'm talking about the old cartoons.
Cartoons, yeah.
Yeah, where they had the red film over the humans.
Hell yeah.
I watched that stuff. And my mom read the Silmarillion, that crazy book that Tolkien wrote that was basically his Bible. So I was into all that lore. So that was a really cool show. Really cool show.
So you like Lord of the Rings?
For sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm a nerd.
No, nothing wrong with that.
Nerd. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. I married a very attractive nerd, Melanie. Trust me, I know.
Nice.
She loves numbers too. She's weird. That's not saying I love you, but I'm just saying in general.
You can love me. I'm lovable.
Yeah, you shut up. You. Hey, you fuck off. No,
There we go. I got it.
Favorite sports team, favorite sport. What is it? I'm from Kansas.
Okay.
Truly born there. And I'm a Kansas Chiefs fan, and I grew up in St. Louis, so I'm a Birds fan. So, and I guess we went to high school at Rockwall, so I'm not really
Talking about baseball.
baseball, football, Chiefs, Rangers.
Baseball's boring.
I understand that part. So
I'm a Cowboys fan.
That's fine. You grew
And
up in
it's-
Fort Worth. You don't like the Rangers at all. It's not
I
like
just don't like baseball.
God. Okay, fine.
I like the Cowboys, and just for the record, I am old enough to have been coherent when the triplets did good stuff.
You weren't conceived.
I sat next to my grandfather when Tom Landry coached the team and watched the game as a kid, right? So I had some history with the old school stuff. I watched the triplets. I do love the Cowboys, even though we are hated by everybody. That's fine. It is what
all right.
it is.
That's-
But my new favorite team is Wrexham Football Club.
Yes.
Because
with
that
Ryan Reynolds?
documentary with Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney is just amazing. It's like my two favorite actors decide to buy a soccer team and make a cool show. So I have to love that team.
Wasn't Ryan the one that was in It's Always Funny in Philadelphia? Sunny in Philadelphia?
Rob.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
That's by the way, if you ask show, that's my all-time favorite show.
Is it? That is your favorite show?
It's the most brilliant show ever written. Those guys are really smart. People think they're not smart, but those guys are geniuses.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah. You got to be smart to say the stuff they say and not get canceled.
And not laugh. Yeah. when I do tennis, I have a group of friends from the neighborhood. They all come out. These guys are all they're well-to-do and they're good dudes, and well out of my range. But I remember one day we were doing a drill, and I go, "Hey man, do you think if anybody videoed or mic'd me up for my my drill, do you think I'd be sued?" He walks by and goes, without a doubt. He laughs.
Without a doubt.
Anyway, well, look, you think you want to come back at some point?
I would love to come back. This was very fun.
Okay.
This is very fun.
Well, you heard here from my mentor and a good friend of mine now.
Thank you.
Got to meet the guy. Oh, shit. Hang on a second.
We have another question.
No, well, hold on. My ADHD went bad. Anyway, so you said you did enjoy it.
Definitely enjoyed it. Should have done it sooner.
Well, you are a busy man. Okay, well, let's see who we got on here. Is someone calling? Is that why I'm waiting? Is someone here, Ted? Oh. Hello, is someone have a question? Is there some caller coming in?
Do you take callers?
Yeah, we do. Is this a call? Who is this?
I'm on this call. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, how are you? This is Curtis Reese
I'm
here.
good.
And
Hi, Curtis Reese.
And do you have a question for caller? Do you have a question for Mr. Ben Paquette?
Yeah, I wanted to know if I came down with a large group of siblings, would you let me play at your club for free without any prior notice other than like a text the day before?
Do you know who this is?
I do not.
Oh, well. That's
Wow.
Is this a prank?
That's really
is this a prank?
hurtful.
Is this a prank call?
no. This player's asking you a question. She's just asking if she could bring a bunch of people to take a lesson at your club.
You could definitely come take a lesson if we set it up in time, for sure.
Well, it wasn't really a lesson. It was just like, if I don't give you any prior notice and I'm like, hey, I'm here in Dallas and I'm with my siblings, and can you just let me use a court because I didn't plan accordingly and I need somewhere to play? Would you let me do that?
She's got a really cool name. Lou.
I don't.
This happened. I should
I
have brought the Starbucks card, Curtis. That's what I should have done. I meant to bring him Starbucks
It's
one morning,
Lucia.
and he like
I
turned me
don't.
down.
I
twice.
don't know
Vulcan.
how to answer this.
From Vulcan, you idiots. Lucia.
Oh, hey,
you
what's up?
suck. Fuck, whatever.
You are
I
pranking
know.
me.
I'm so hurt right now.
You are pranking me. I feel like I did take care of you.
You did. Her.
You totally did.
Oh my
You
gosh. I
totally
thought I was
did.
like, oh, did I hurt this person's
It just
feelings?
says-
I'm like,
he's
I'm
like,
too nice. Don't
oh,
do this to me.
shit.
I was like, what did I do? I messed up. I must have messed
my
up.
God.
My wife's gonna find
No.
out.
I actually felt so bad because I meant to come back. Like, you know, we wanted to bring you Starbucks, and like you kept saying no, and I was like, what can I get this person? Like, does he want a Bloody Mary? No, I can't bring him a Bloody Mary.
Oh, you should have definitely brought the
Saturday
Bloody
morning.
Mary.
And he drinks too. I like this.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Now I know.
you're
So
fine.
tell us who you are here, you awesome person. You.
So Ben, are you going to be at the Texas Open? I think I was on this call and I heard a little bit, but I really hope that you're going to be there.
I'm gonna try. I've got a thing I've got to do in the middle of the day, but if I can't be there on Saturday, I'll probably be there on Sunday. Hopefully.
Someone,
Oh my
someone
gosh,
say
you
this
need to.
person's name.
Because Curtis is going to be there, right? You're
I
going to
will.
try and play Curtis.
I'll be there. Yeah. Just tell.
I'm so excited.
What's your name? Nobody knows. So you know who this is. Say your name.
My name is Lucia DiGiacomo, and I'm with Vulcan Pickleball.
Yes. So this is Lucia. Who do you work with again? What's his name? We met him in the meeting.
Love it.
You and
Mike?
Yeah, you and Mike. Yeah. So Mike came up to my
Yeah.
club with Lucia and brought some paddles, and we're still trying to find a local rep for them. Awesome company, great gear, great paddles, cool bags.
Who is it? Vulcan.
Vulcan. Yeah,
I
Vulcan.
brought him on T-Bar.
Oh yeah, really cool people. Really
they
cool
are, they
people.
are.
Great
Well,
people.
speaking of
Yeah,
cool-
so Ben, we actually just hired our first independent manufacturer rep. His name is, you guys might know him. He's actually with Dunlop. He's probably the rep for your, if you have Dunlop in your club for tennis. His name is RJ Esquivel. And he's out of Houston, and we actually just hired him.
Nice.
We brought him on like last week. So yeah, I'm gonna send him by to you. But I know, like with Invited, which by the way, congratulations, because I see Invited everywhere right now with the PTA, and I love that for you.
Yeah, they're
I
trying to
love
form a
it.
pretty strong partnership, hopefully.
Oh, is that the guy you're
Yeah.
is that your?
Invited is the new company for Club Corp. Club Corp and Invited are the same company.
Someone told. Oh, you know, Carlos told me about that Aguirre.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, anyway, listen, Lucia, thanks for calling in. We're gonna shut this down because Ted's got to go. He's got a hot date, and
It's good to see you.
and Ben's
Or talk to you.
And Ben's. We're gonna get
Yeah.
together here. We're gonna get together over Texas Open, and I'm gonna stream something there, or at least have my phone with me, do some video. But hey, listen, for all you listening in here, you pickleball pros, future pros, past pros, current pros, check out every other show we got going on around here. There's a show here at Vocal for all your moods and all your ideas. So take a chance to follow Vocal here, and We look forward to hearing from you, Mr. Ben Paquette and Miss Lucia DiGiacomo Hanana from Vulcan. Thank you for calling in. And everybody have a great weekend and appreciate you guys. And come on, let's pickle. See you guys.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Coming through.